Hello, it is Double Take Debate at Lord of the Lane. Find me on Twitter. I'm going to be talking about something that is very dear to my heart as a Brazilian. I'm talking about something that origin started in Brazil, born in Brazil, bred in Brazil, and I think Brazil still owns, and that is UFC, mixed martial arts. It began in Brazil. It started a lot with slavery, in which the slaves mixed their style of fighting from Africa with styles of fighting they had learned through from the slave masters and with the people that were already in Brazil, and they started mixing martial arts, and over the years it's developed. Don't know if anyone cares about the history there, but I'm just giving some of it, and Brazil was just the home of it, and I think it still owns the crown. I'm gonna be throwing around a couple points. I mean, I think UFC is actually starting to take over boxing, and I think one of the reasons of that is that UFC just seems to be so real. Like, you want the two best fighters to fight, they fight. In boxing, everyone's trying to dive everyone, and managers and everyone just becomes a cash cow, and that's not even new in boxing. That's been going on since the Ali days. Like, boxers just become like a product kind of thing. And I think when it comes to UFC, it's just real. You know, they're not gonna stop it. It's not soft. It's just harder hitting, and I think people are excited now. I think people want to get back to that style of real brawling, just two people just going at it pound for pound, just trying to kill each other kind of thing, and then afterwards they shake hands and it's all good. I love that, and I think the people appreciate the realness of it. I'm gonna throw around a couple prospects to start off. I mean, I haven't really planned this at all, so this is just gonna be off the dome. Um, yeah, I said I'm gonna start with a couple prospects. Firstly, you got Charles Olivier. He's in the featherweight division. I'm not usually a fan of the featherweight division, but I think he's really one to watch out for. Um, he won in submission in his first fights, and just since then he's just seemed to kind of catapult to victory after victory. I think his record's something like 15-3, 15-2 at the moment, and I think look out for him in the featherweight division. I think the featherweight division is getting a little bit more exciting now. I think you got Sergio Moraes, which is, he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, one of the most hardest styles ever. Love it. It's just amazing. It's just so fast, and once they grab you, it's just that kind of snake boa constrictor hold kind of thing. He recently took out one of his guys, which is Peter Chumbo, and them two used to train together, and he dominated him. And I think he's really gonna go for it. I mean, he's literally just started off. His record 6-1, so look out for him as well. Who else you got to look out for? Sorry, I really should have planned this. There's Yuri Alcantara, and he's on some 26-3 run, and like, he just seems to have it. And there's something I like about the UFC, which is their personalities come out a lot more, and it doesn't feel fake, it doesn't feel forced, and I think this guy is going to be a real star the way he plays. Obviously, you got Ronnie Barizia, which is, if anyone's watching UFC at the moment, you should know about him. He wears the scream mask. He goes at it. He's a brilliant fighter. You got the main guy I want you all to look out for, which is Edson Barboza. He is, like, the last few fights of his, I think, have been knockouts. He did it with a wheel kick on Terry Itam, and I watched that one and I just couldn't believe it. I think me and Luke both watched it at the same time, and it was mind blowing. This guy is so fast, and not with his arms, it's with his legs. Like, he uses his legs. His legs are like almost like coming at you as fast as jabs. It's crazy what this dude is capable of. Look out for him. He's definitely a rising star in that division. Um, I was gonna do who I think's best, but I'm gonna leave that to Luke. I kind of agree a lot with what he said, But I just want to give a shout out to Anderson Silva, who for me is the best pound for pound king. I think Anderson Silva is like UFC's version of Ali. Obviously, you got Royce Garcia. I understand, I respect him, I love him, amazing man. But I think Anderson Silva is like Ali, pound for pound, the best fighter ever. He's not out of it yet. I think the only guy that's beat him in the last 7 years is Yushin Okami, and he's slowing down. He's 36. It's fair enough. You understand this, but this guy is like the Ali to us, man. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna give a big shout out to John Jones, kind of thing. The way he took out the Shogun was epic. I thought the Shogun was the next in line to the throne, but he's amazing. The question I wanted to ask you lot is, who's some of your favorite fighters? I'm loving at the moment Junior Dos Santos. He's amazing at the moment as well. Fabricio as well. He's always good. I mean, there's a lot of good fighters at the moment, and I'm really loving the energy that's coming to UFC, and I think it's real. It's just passionate, and they're just going at it, and it doesn't seem to be like guys want to duck fights, and it doesn't seem to be out of the money yet. One of the questions I had is, do you think this is going to happen in UFC? And do you think UFC is getting better? And do you think UFC has taken over boxing? Not taken over, but like, do you prefer to watch it to boxing? And like, yeah, show me some of your top 10, your top 5, who you think's great. And do you think Brazil still run it? I think Brazil's do. I think in next year Brazil's looking to host Brazil v the World again. And I think I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be supporting. Mwah. All right, bless.